What is it about rock and roll that draws us in?
It's really good when you're going to go on stage. It gives you that, when you're going on, you need that kick.
The raw power, the rebellious spirit, and those voices that seem to channel the soul of a generation. But behind the powerful performances and iconic tracks lie stories of struggle, triumph, and sometimes heartbreaking farewells. Today we're celebrating the women who redefined rock but left us far too soon. They were fierce, they were unforgettable, and they inspired countless musicians who followed. Join us as we remember the legacies of these female rock stars who left us.
It's the only area in my life where I'm fully confident and fully embrace everything, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Have you ever heard a voice so hauntingly raw that it seemed to sing your own heartbreaks? Amy Winehouse had that voice.
You go back to her and I go back to...
Her jazz-infused soul music, especially Back to Black, resonated with fans because it was as unfiltered as her life. But behind that powerful voice lay a turbulent world of pain. On July 23, 2011, Amy was found lifeless in her London home, claimed by alcohol poisoning at just 27. It was the tragic culmination of battles with addiction that had long been in the public eye. Her untimely death felt like a punch to the gut for those who loved her music. Amy's story is a stark reminder that brilliance often comes at a great cost. Rest easy, Amy. We will never forget you. Have you ever witnessed a performer so raw, so electric, that it felt like they were pouring out their very soul? Janis Joplin had that power.
When on this Caribbean.
With her raspy voice and fearless stage presence, she shattered the mold for female rock stars in the 60s, leading hits like Piece of My Heart. But on October 4, 1970, the world was rocked by her sudden death at 27 from a heroin overdose. The news stunned her fans, who knew she battled her demons, but didn't expect them to win. Losing Janis was losing a piece of rock's heart, fiery, soulful, and unapologetically real.
It's really good when you're going to go on stage. It gives you that, when you're going on, you need that kick.
Her music continues to echo that unique blend of power and vulnerability she embodied. What happens when a bright voice of change is silenced too soon? Zapata, lead singer of the Gits, was more than a punk icon. She was the heartbeat of Seattle's underground music scene in the early 90s. With songs that roared with anger and empathy, Mia connected deeply with her audience. Zapata spent her final hours surrounded by friends in the heart of Seattle's music scene. After leaving a bar in the Capitol Hill neighborhood late on July 6, 1993, she began her walk home. The streets were familiar, a place she had traversed many times. But in the early hours of July 7th, her path crossed with someone who would bring her life to a tragic end. Her body was discovered later that morning, showing signs of rape, strangulation, and brutal assault. For nearly a decade, the case remained unsolved, frustrating investigators and leaving the community without closure. Then, in 2003, a breakthrough came with the development of advanced DNA technology. A match was found through the CODIS database, linking the DNA evidence from the crime scene to Jesus Mezquia, a Cuban immigrant with a history of violent offenses. Mezquia was arrested, tried, and convicted, receiving a 36-year prison sentence. His capture brought some measure of justice to those who knew and loved Mia, but the void her absence left could never be filled. Rest in peace, dear Mia. Can you think of a voice so distinct that just a note takes you back? For millions, that was Dolores O'Riordan. As the lead vocalist of the Cranberries, her ethereal and powerful voice, showcased in hits like Zombie and Linger, defined an era. In the days leading up to her untimely death, Dolores O'Riordan appeared to be in good spirits and actively engaged in her music career. On January 12, 2018, she had a phone conversation with the Cranberries guitarist, Noel Hogan, discussing plans for an upcoming tour in March and the creation of their first album in 6 years. Hogan recalled, "She was great. We spoke about getting back to work." 2 days later, O'Riordan emailed him several new songs for consideration on the forthcoming album. Tragically, on January 15, 2018, at the age of 46, Dolores O'Riordan was found dead in her London hotel room. The cause of death was determined to be drowning due to alcohol intoxication. Her passing was a profound loss to the music world, as her distinctive voice and emotive performances had touched millions. Despite her struggles, O'Riordan's final days were marked by a renewed enthusiasm for her art, making her sudden death all the more heartbreaking.
Dream a little dream of me.
How do you define a voice that could both soothe and inspire? Cass Elliot, lovingly known as Mama Cass of the Mamas and the Papas, brought warmth and depth to the 60s folk rock sound with hits like California Dreamin'. But behind the laughter and music lay a battle with health challenges. In July 1974, after a series of successful performances at the London Palladium, Cass was elated, feeling a renewed sense of accomplishment. She celebrated with friends, including attending Mick Jagger's 31st birthday party. Tragically, on July 29, 1974, at the age of 32, Cass was found dead in her London apartment. Initial media reports erroneously claimed she had choked on a ham sandwich, but the autopsy revealed the true cause: heart failure. Cass's untimely death was a profound loss to the music world. Her legacy endures, inspiring countless artists and reminding us of the fleeting nature of life. Her voice, both powerful and tender, continues to resonate, a testament to her enduring impact on music and culture. What happens when a voice that defined generations falls silent? Whitney Houston, known for her powerful renditions of "I Will Always Love You" and "The Greatest Love of All," was more than just a pop icon. She was a force.
Inside,
Her unmatched vocal range and emotional depth made her one of the best-selling artists of all time. But behind the dazzling performances were well-documented struggles with addiction. On February 11, 2012, the world lost Whitney when she was found in a hotel bathtub, drowned due to heart disease and cocaine use, just hours before a pre-Grammys party. The suddenness of her passing left fans reeling and illuminated the high price of fame. Whitney's legacy remains, an indelible mix of triumph and tragedy. Have you ever seen someone rise from the ashes of their past to become a beacon of empowerment? Tina Turner, often hailed as the Queen of Rock and Roll, was a trailblazer who redefined the genre with her unparalleled energy and resilience. Tina Turner's journey from hardship to global stardom is legendary. She overcame personal and professional obstacles to redefine her career in the 1980s. On May 24, 2023, the world mourned as Tina passed away from natural causes at 83. Her death marked the end of an era, but her story remains an inspiring testament to reinvention and strength. Tina's voice, raw and full of life, continues to inspire generations. Have you heard the haunting ballads that take you back to another time? Sandy Denny's voice was one of those, weaving stories with a blend of folk and rock as the lead singer of Fairport Convention. Her song, Who Knows Where the Time Goes, is now a classic, showcasing her ethereal quality.
Feel how the wind blows, December despair.
Yet behind the music lay battles with health and personal issues. On April 21, 1978, Sandy passed away at just 31 from a traumatic mid-brain hemorrhage caused by a fall. The loss was devastating for those who knew the intricacies of her talent and saw her as the voice of British folk rock. Her music remains a timeless echo of her all-too-short life. Can you imagine the raw energy of grunge without the women who carried its emotional depth? Kristen Pfaff was a driving force as the bassist for Hole, bringing both talent and intensity to the scene. Her work on Live Through This left an indelible mark on alternative rock. However, fame did not shield her from the challenges of addiction. On June 16, 1994, Kristen was found dead from a heroin overdose at 27, just months after the release of the band's breakthrough album. The loss was a blow not just to her bandmates, but to the entire grunge movement. Kristen's legacy is a reminder of both the promise and peril that often accompany rock stardom. Have you ever heard a voice so angelic yet so full of unspoken pain? Judy Sill was a trailblazing singer-songwriter whose complex arrangements and spiritual themes made her music unique. Tracks like Jesus Was a Crossmaker showcased her talent for blending folk, gospel, and pop.
Oh, Jesus was a crossmaker, sweet silver angel.
But Judy's life was marred by hardships, from a troubled upbringing to struggles with addiction. On November 23, 1979, she died at just 35 from acute cocaine and codeine intoxication. Her passing was quiet, almost as if the world hadn't caught up with her brilliance yet. Today, Judy's work is celebrated by those who know that true artistry often hides in the overlooked and unsung corners of history. The stories of these incredible women show us that even legends aren't immune to life's challenges. Their music gave us strength, joy, and comfort, and though they're no longer here, their voices echo through time. Which of these stories moved you the most? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can join us next time as we dive into more untold stories of music's greatest icons. Rock on, and remember, they may be gone, but they'll never be forgotten.